Ja, de vastgoedmarkt in Paraguay. Hoe booming is die precies? We gaan vandaag een aantal projecten laten zien, want wij kunnen het wel mooi presenteren. Maar wat nou als we eens inzoomen op de prijslijsten en eens laten zien aan jullie wanneer het gelanceerd is en hoe de beschikbaarheid daarvoor staat. Samen met collega Jacob gaan we dit doen. Dus ik ga overstappen naar het Engels. We gaan het in Engels doen, zodat Jacob het ook begrijpt. Jacob spreekt 5 talen. Spaans, Engels, Catalaans, Frans en English. And we will continue in English from now on. Jacob,
Yes.
welcome. You've been in the Casasunto team for some months now. I think 5 months since you started, and you have witnessed what is going on in the real estate market here locally in Asuncíon and in the greater part of Asunción. And you prepared a really nice presentation to discuss with us together the availabilities, the prices, and how it's actually being sold, as a matter of fact. So, without further introduction, please, Jacob, could you please share your screen?
Yes, thank you, Lester. So we are going to show you 6 projects in total that have been going on in Asunción from different developers. So you can see how fast the sales are going through.
Yeah. So a market
projects.
update with the actual price list. Not all projects are in Asunción. There's also one from Encarnación to also give you a brief summary of a project in the south. This is an introductionary slide because on the left side you'll see 2005 Asunción, the capital city where we are headquartered. And the next slide is 2020, 15 years later. For the people that have been in Asunción, you can see Shopping del Sol in the middle left in 2005. And on the right, you'll just see a plot of land, green land. People used to drive there with their, ride there with their horses. Fast forward 15 years later, you see the famous building with the curves. It's called Paseo La Galeria. In real estate, they call it the Eiffel Tower of Paraguay, of Asunción right now, because people always have this as a reference point. How far are you to the Paseo La Galeria and how far are you to Del Sol? This is just a metric. This is sort of the business center where a lot of things are happening in Asunción. You can see this whole main road going towards the airport. It's being built out with bigger towers. And the people that have been here see a lot of projects going down here in that area and also in other areas. So next slide, we'll have the new Eiffel Tower to be built. It's called Petra Imperiale. This is close to the Paseo La Galeria that I just mentioned, this wobbly building. And the barrio is called San Jorge. San Jorge is a barrio close to, well, where everything is happening. Famous for Paseo La Galeria, Del Sol, the World Trade Center, and the Tesla Hotel as references. Why is this an interesting project? Well, if you look on the next slide, like I already mentioned, this will be the Eiffel Tower of Paraguay. And by that, I mean the highest tower to be built in this country. And the 4th highest tower of the continent with 250 meters and 73 stories. It's enormous. The pre-launch of this building started in July 2024. They aim to have it finished by the end of 2029. So let's say the beginning of 2030, the famous, not so famous year. Interestingly enough, with the average square meter price higher than the average, but it's sold out, 100% sold out. As a matter of fact, I had to fight, literally, verbally, not physically, to sell a particular unit that got sold already to someone else that actually was appointed to someone. Though that is the crazy frenzy that we are witnessing in this project and in Asuncíon. It's not really understandable, but it is to a certain degree because it's sold out. Jacob, do you have something to add about this project?
Well, not only to add that Petra is one of actually the biggest developer here in Asunción. They have 23 projects delivered, 27 under construction and delivered. And not only that, they also construct a corporate building as well. And also in that project, they include the NH Hotel, which is an European company. And it's the first time that they make an arrangement, let's say, like a contract between of them. And it's really interesting that in their own development they include an part of an hotel on that
Yeah.
project.
Indeed, NH Hotel is coming to Paraguay. Interesting that you're saying Petra is the biggest. I thought it was the second biggest, but you'll probably know better than I do.
Well, like the biggest in Paraguay, it's Zuba. They have 44 developments, but they also have developments in Ciudad del Este and Encarnación. So yes, in Paraguay it's the biggest, but in Asunción, where Petra is focusing, it's the biggest, actually.
Interesting. All right. So here we are looking at the actual price list. As we just mentioned, it's totally sold out. But look at this. Starting at the 35th piso, the floor, a lot of units, a lot of apartments, and the list goes on down and down and down. And the most expensive units, the top floors, are not even listed in this list. This is like the premium up top of the sky, because it doesn't stop at 59. There will be another spa level, and then on top of that there's another 10 floors, if I'm correct, 60 to 68 or 69, in total 73, but I'm not sure if the 70, 71 or 72 were sellable. So interesting to see everything sold out for a project that will be delivered more or less in 3 years and a bit. Like crazy amount of potential and booming market. Again, it verifies what we see and what we witness here every day. So the next project is the personal favorite. It's Marena, on the border of Asunción, on the east side, just past the municipality of Asunción. It's literally on the corner of Luque. Luque is a really big municipality, gemeente in Dutch. And close to the shopping malls, although 10 minutes drive, 10 minutes to the airport. So strategic, really interesting location, also close to a couple parks. But why is this the personal favorite? Well, if you go to the next bit, you'll see that it's basically a resort living condominium. A couple buildings around a big crystal lagoon, a lagoon where people can swim, with a private beach in a gated community with padel fields, football, volleyball, zen garden, restaurant, beach bar, shopping area, and also the rental concept of Marena Rentals. When they started this project, they thought about selling 7 to 8 units a month. So more or less every year, a whole tower being sold, and then they continue selling next towers. The first tower, Brisa, 100% sold out, to be delivered end of September, beginning of October this year. Also with the lagoon already ready to swim in. And the second tower, Arena, to be delivered next year. I have some units bought there. And that's already 94, I think it's not updated, a little bit more, already sold out. Tower 3 and Tower 4, interesting. Because Tower 3, the idea was to launch this tower in May of this year. We're in July now, end of July. They launched this because of the speed and rhythm of sales in December last year. To speed it up, they did Tower 4, Tuna. They launched this in May this year. A year in advance, because the idea was to launch that next year, May. Why? Because the sales are going so fast. Costa has sold 70% now, Duna 35%. Interesting to see that they launched this faster, and they will also build it together faster as it's growing and the demand is going crazy. Well, today we're recording a Thursday. Last Tuesday we were with some clients at the Marena site and a tour with people to show around what is going down here in the Paraguay real estate market. And we talked with the Marena team, and they told us that there is a sales record for this month of 50 units. The last 4 months, 5 months to be correct, on average they did about 31 units. So keep in mind, 7 to 8 was the initial plan. They're selling 4 times as many units as they thought, and now they did 50 units in just a month, with the recent price increase of 10% on top of it. So unrealized capital gains for the people that bought already. Very happy, and to see this going. The price increase you see by the way on all kinds of projects right now, due to the decrease in value of the dollar, and with that the euro, and therefore the really strong Guarani, the local currency. The local currency is where the constructors are being paid with, and the developers are receiving dollars for the international transactions. Delivery December 29 states here, and this is a mark for basically the tower of it should be 2028, the Duna, because Costa will be 2028 October and 2028 Duna will be December 2028. So 2029 is not the correct year here. Interestingly enough, you see Faro, it's 94% sold, not 86, it's 94% sold. And this is a tower that has been financed or sold to people that could finance unlaunched with 100 months of financing. It's going to be delivered sooner than these 100 months, so people are having really nice profit on that with a high return on invested capital. The towers that don't have blue markings on top are not launched yet. They will be launched in phases, and this is how Marena also keeps their liquidity position, because they construct once they have the right financial position, which they are doing, and they're speeding up the project. I personally have now 5 units and Jacob 1 in this project. It's a really, really interesting project, and I see myself swim there in October once the lagoon is filled with water. Because it's just on the side, it's really distinctive. It's different than any other project in Asuncion for short-term rental possibilities. Next up, we have Afianza.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
But before talking about Afianza, I wanted to mention also that Deidisha, the developer from this project, in the beginning they projected it was 7 to 8 units sold for each month, right, Lester?
Yes.
And they made like a lot of sales and showing up that this project has a lot of potential.
Yeah, I already mentioned that, but indeed, this positive, surprising project, it keeps surprising me. Another fact, interesting insight, is that the piece of land next to it, on the left side, on the render you see green, but there's actually 1 hectare. It's being sold to some investors, also investors behind Marena, and they're making Marena shopping there, a 2-story shopping mall with all kinds of interesting shops to be included then next to resort, which increase the value in that area. Really, really nice to see that happening. Next up, we have the Afianza 8 Recoleta, 1 street behind the Shopping Mariscal. Very famous shopping mall. You have Shopping del Sol, Shopping Paseo La Galeria, and you have the Shopping Mariscal and Shopping Via Mora in the Via Mora Recoleta area. Famous for La Cuadrita. This is a street with a lot of nice restaurants. Famous for the Sudameris Plaza, Sudameris Plaza to be built, to be constructed. This is a big bank making a huge plaza on the corner in that area, and also famous for all the bars and restaurants in Recoleta. The people that know Recoleta find it usually nicer area to walk around, to stroll the streets, go to the bars, to go to the restaurants than the Shopping del Sol area, because that's more corporate area. And yeah, Recoleta Afianza 8, it got launched. When did it got launched again?
In the end of May.
At the end of May, yes. The pre-launch in May, so 2 months ago. They will start constructing in November of this year. So they will start the actual construction. And look at this, 45% of the units available. In other words, 55% sold in just 2 months. I personally bought 2 units in Afianza 7, which is in the same street. It's called Hassler. And the price quality ratio, because the starting price in this project, $52,100 for a studio in that area behind the shopping mall with good demand, highly competitive area, don't get me wrong, but still for that price and the quality level and the developer Afianza, it is really, really good to see this price point and that area happening. So yeah, happy to see that. As you can see, the marks of reservado, it means it's already sold out. The unidad, it means the unit, it means the apartment. The first number is the place of the floor. 8 floors in total. The 9th floor is the pool. Then you have the vista. This is the view you have on the back side. You have on the front on the street. You have the square meters. You have a balcony and you have the terrace and the total proprio. So the total square meters you are owning. During construction, there will be a different price because now it's the launching price for friends and family of $2,000 discount. The price is the price with financing, which means $5,000 payment or $4,000 payment, depending on which which apartment you reserve. And then at the moment they will start, which is in November, but a month before you will start the payment of 30%, and then the residual of 70% you pay approximately 18 months or 24 months, which is a little bit more expensive to do. People that want to pay cash, they can pay cash and they'll get some discount because they will pay al contado. As we mentioned, 55% is sold out, 45% is still available, and you can see it with the list of reservados. So that's an interesting insight. Parking spot is not included, unlike the Marena one, which we actually didn't show the prices of, but they have a parking spot already included, which can be deducted if people are interested in that project. But we're here just to show you a market update of how the projects that we select. I mean, there's many projects, but we select some projects to show you how it's really going. Interestingly enough, the smaller units, the smaller apartments on the frente, on the street view, they are sold the fastest. They are also the cheapest, the smallest, and then on the front. Really, really interesting. Next up, Jacob, what do we have here?
So the next one, it's Petra Quartiere. It's the same developer that we talked about on the first slide. But this time it's different location because it's in Barrio San Cristobal, but it's only one street away from the Villamorra and few blocks away from Barrio Recoleta, and it's still on a nice location, walkable area. So this project, it's really interesting because it offers 3,000 square meters of amenities. In the area, you can find a lot of restaurants. You have the corporate area as well. You have the shopping Mariscal, shopping Villamorra, shopping del Sol, and Paseo La Galería. It's quite close still. And also you have the hospital in this area.
Yeah,
So
indeed a good area. Can you show the next slide so we can see how it looks? Yeah, I don't think this render really does job for what it is, but we had the launching party 2 weeks ago on Saturday. We made a little short about that on the socials to show you how it will look, and yeah, the whole team around it. Really nice. It's going to be a resort living. It's going to be resort type of living where the car can drive up and pools behind it. I think also a restaurant. I'm not sure. Is a restaurant included, Jacob?
restaurant, no, not on this one.
Perdón. Okay. Well, pre-launch May 2026. Palada Inicial. Am I saying it correct?
Yes, correct. That's
Yes,
correct.
Palada
Yes.
Inicial. The first schep zetten was 2 weeks ago on Saturday. So that was in July. And then there were more units available, more apartments available. And I was amazed when you prepared this slide. I just briefly asked you, is this correct? 12% still available. So
Yes,
crazy.
at the moment we recorded the shorts, it was between 80 and 82% available, and during these weeks, like it went like to 12% available only.
No, when we videoed the short, Jacob, there was 50% more or less, or 60% already sold.
50%.
And yes, I'm really sure about that because I asked
Okay.
it and the backup people before we captured that. Average price 2,047. Delivery December 2029. Let's see the price list.
So as you can see here in the price list, the orange brown color means that has been already sold out.
What you see with this developer is that the lower floors are selling the first. Why? Because they are the lowest price point. They increase the price per floor. They go up. The prices go up with sometimes $1,000, sometimes $2,000. You see that often. And you see often that the first units, then the first apartments sold out are the lower floor units. Again, here a lot of unidades, a lot of apartments. There's 20% down payment, and then you have 40 monthly payments. It's called quota. And then at the moment of obtaining possession, so possessing the apartment, you are paying a last piece. What about the cochera? Is the cochera included?
So the cochera is not included for the studios and the one bedroom, but for the units that go from 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, and the penthouse that is already included.
Quartiere
in
is the
price.
parking spot to know
Yes.
for people. And yeah, you see like penthouse of 450 square meter on the top floor of 25 floors. But just to give you an idea of a project that has just been launched and sold out and has literally final units available. This is the buying frenzy and the boom we see here often. All right, here we have Zuba Molas Plaza in the Santissima Trinidad. Jacob, you will have a lot to tell about this one.
Yes, so Zuba, as I mentioned before, is the biggest developer in Paraguay, but they develop more in the outskirts of Asunción and other cities like Ciudad del Este, Encarnación. They give really nice quality price of apartments. And here we see Zuba Molas Plaza. It's really close from the newest bridge, which was constructed in 2024. You have the zoo, you have the botanic garden, and you have the access is about 10 minutes to the new center where the shoppings are, so the location is okay.
To add to that, Zuba develops not in the best areas like you mentioned, but they do develop a lot there, which you will see on the next slide, that they will have the Zuba Plaza, but also other Zuba projects on that side of the city, where the main street going towards the center, which you can see, is called the Artigas. And these Artigas, they are developing and making into a, well, they're not developing it yet. There's a plan to develop it into a really, really nice new revamped street going to the centro, because the people that are living in Mariana, Alonso, Limpio, and other sides of the city all have to go to the Primer Presidente and then go down or to the other street up north to the centro, to the old city center. So the location is, like you mentioned, strategically interesting. And how does this project look? Well, there's 3 towers with down shops is a concept that you see develop more often now. 3 towers. Pre-launch November 2025, the end of 2025, and the delivery planned to be in December 2029. The availability, just 2%. Average price per square meter is really, really low, which is interesting because this is exactly where Zuba stands for. They are looking for long-term renters in the areas for people, the middle-class Paraguayans that want to live here. Interestingly enough, people, foreigners that want to invest, sometimes they say, yeah, I have money, I want to buy something. Yeah, sure, you have money. It's true. You want to buy something right now that's finished. Okay, we can look into that. But just know that you'll pay around 30% more than if you bought during construction. 25 to 30% is usually the difference between paying right now something that's under development with the fate of the developer and the track record of the developer and your compliance and your background research. But you'll have some upside. Some people say, no, I don't want to wait. In this particular case, launch 25 November, end of 29 delivery, 4 years waiting time. It's steep, but it's also signaling and like showing you how the market currently is. To have nice opportunities, you have to wait at least 2 years on a waiting list, paying either financed. Well, it's not typically it's not a waiting list. It's just you pay. You can either pay right now, you get some discount, or you pay in financing up onto delivery, and some projects even have financing longer than that. But it's booming, and that is what this project shows you. Jacob, please show us the price list.
Okay, so here we can see the price list. This is from the Tower 1 of Zuba Molas Plaza. As you can see 3 different prices. Precio al contado means cash price. The second price, precio de obra, means financing price. And precio de lista means when the building is already delivered, that the apartment is still available, but this never happened in the whole story of Zuba. So as you can see, you will see different colors here in the price list. You see green, you see yellow, and you will see white. The green means already sold out, the yellow means reserved, and the white one, for example, there is only in this tower one 2-bedroom unit available. The rest is already sold out or reserved. And like all the units are already gone from that tower.
Yeah,
Here we
very
can see
interesting, Jacob. To add to that, you see the difference between the Contado price and the Opera price. And then you can argue, oh, Contado, like Jacob mean cash payment, not like strictly if you look into the Dutch wording of cash, it's paying right now the full amount to bank wire. You could pay in cash, you could pay in crypto. There's different ways to pay, but the idea is that you pay right now. And you can argue, hey, I can pay the Opera price, so during development, is a finance price. So I can spread my liquidity. I can pay monthly, 3 monthly, 6 monthly, and then spread my liquidity and have my capital deployed in other asset classes with a higher return on investment than the difference divided by the time of financing to optimize your return on invested capital, which is interesting to see. There's still a couple last final units here, final apartments available. Prices unbeatable, big name Zuba. They are really differentiate themselves of other developers. They have a really good audience. Target audience is the middle class that wants to live in Paraguay in Asunción. And for this price, owning a apartment in Asuncíon, they even have a program for guaranteed rental income long term, so not the highest, but still there's return, increase in value, and there's even a purchasing program what they are working on, that people after 3 years renting your apartment, they can finance it and buy it from you for a nice upside. So really, really nice. Next project and the final project. To continue on the Zuba project developer, we have one favorite of yours, Jacob, in Encarnación in the south. Please, where are we? What is it?
So this project will be developed in the neighborhood Maria Auxiliadora. But why is my favorite? Well, it will be basically built in front of the beach Mboicae, if I pronounce it correct, because this is in Guarani. But also the location is very interesting because it's only less than 10 minutes from the shopping Costanera and really close also from Posadas, which is the first city in Argentina. And it's really interesting location. Also, what I like from Encarnación is that it's really calm and yeah. And
Yeah.
you can see here a render from how it will look the building. You can see here in the corner that this is Mboicay beach. There is only 2 beaches in Encarnación. The other one is Playa San Jose, and this is you can see only the project. The pre-launch from this project was in March 2026 this year. It will be delivered in December 2029, and only 19% available on this project. So you can see the average square meter price also, it's 1,400, and the prices went really, really, really fast. And you will see on the price list, I will show it to you now. This is the price list. So you can see, it's really interesting because the lower floors, you can still see some units available. And if we scroll down to the upper floors, you can see that there is more colors, which means already sold out or reserved, and the best units are already gone from that project.
So basically everyone wants the Rio view, right? So balcony and the view to the nice river, the Rio.
Yes.
Paraná, it is,
And
right? Yeah.
yes, and even you can see different price from the same type of unit, but if you have the view to the river, the price increases in compared to the back view, let's say, to the view to the city. For example, so here we have one unit of 39 square meters on the 11th floor. The other one with the same view to the river. So the unit that has the back view, it's 54,600, and the view with the river, it's 58,300.
Okay, so for more or less $4,000 difference. All right, well, interesting to see. Yeah, nice project in the south. Usually, real estate in the south, in Encarnación is going slower than the growth and outpacing and the developments in Asuncion. This is what we see, but still this project is promising, is going fast. So very interesting to see it. Same we see in Ciudad del Este with the project that we are following, that we have contact with the developers. Oh, Jacob, thank you for this market update. It was a pleasure to go through these projects that we are working on. I will switch to Dutch. Bedankt voor het kijken naar deze video. Als er iets is, als er een project is, als er een vastgoed is wat bij u de interesse wekt, of denkt, nou, dit is grappig, dit gaat hard, dit is booming, hier zijn mogelijkheden, hier zijn opportunities, zoals de Engels zeggen, kom dan in contact met ons, meld u aan voor een gesprek en we kunnen kijken op basis van uw situatie wat het handigst is. Dank u wel nogmaals.
Thank you all for joining the podcast. It was really interesting and I hope to see you very soon. See you.
Ja, www.casasunto.com. Dank u wel.